Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Izzat bin Rosdi. I'm from TLC1. My matric number is 1181376. And today I will explain about my topic, which is for my PBL. The title is Constellation is an area of the celestial sphere as defined by the International Astronomical Union (IAU) in the early 20th century. And what is constellations and its properties? And what are the advantages and disadvantages of using early constellations? And is it still liable in the Industrial Revolution's IR 4.0 era? So let's see, what is constellations? Constellations are the abstract pattern invented to quickly classify stars by the farmers, poet, navigator, or astronomer. Stars are big and light. It's like emitting ball of burning gas. The illumination from our star, which is sun, is too bright throughout the day to see the other stars. So we can see about 1000 to 1500 stars when the nights come, because it will get very dark. There are 80x constellation that have been found by the International Astronomical Union through the sky between the northern hemisphere to the southern hemisphere. The stars that belong to a constellation are at the very same level and can be very distant from planets. So as we can see here, we have 12 constellation, which is usually we call it zodiac, 12 zodiac. It also represent for our months, which is from January to December. We have here Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, Virgo, Leo, Cancer, Gemini, Taurus, Aries, Pisces, Aquarius, and Capricorn. So let's move to our next topic, which is IAU and the 88 constellations. In the northern and the southern hemisphere of sky, as we know, there are 88 constellations. Many people can see them, but more than half of them, which is all around all years round. But they can rely on where they live. For example, we at Malaysia cannot see all the 80x constellations. We only can see about 17 constellations. If we want to see more, we have to move to other place. Next, we have, out of the 88 constellation, 42 represent an animate creature, 29 represent animate objects, and the 70% human or mythical characters. So why it represent creatures, mythical characters, or object? This is because the old people, which is from the Greek people or Egyptian people, they use mythological characters like Aquila, which is the eagle, or the Aurija, the charioteer, and many more. To identify the constellation, most observers use the star charts. Uh, so let's move on to our star charts here. So here we have 88 names of our constellation, and some of them we always hear by peoples. For example, like Cancer, Hydra, Gemini, Aquarius, and Scorpio or Leo. And next, we're gonna see about the properties of constellations. Every constellation they have their own properties, but I will not explain all the 88 constellation. I will just take about in 6 constellation and explain about their properties. So first we have Aquarius. It from the Latin word for the water carrier or water bearer. The best time to view is in October, and is it the 10th largest constellation in the galaxy space. It consists of 22 main stars, and the biggest star is Beta. Next, we will go to Aries, which is from Latin word for rams, or we call it ships, I think. The best time to view is in December. This constellation is one of the 12 constellations that from the zodiac. Aries consists only 4 or 5 stars visible, forming a line from the head of the ramp. The biggest star that visible in Aries is Hammer, which is the bottom one. Next, we have here Virgo, and it's from the Latin, also from the Latin word for virgin. The best time to view is in May. Is it near the Bootes and near Libra? The Big Dipper is the first in the northern portion of the sky to locate the Virgo in the evening sky. Think of the curve of handles from an end of the Dipper to the light Arcturus. Next, sorry, I'll only explain only 3 of the constellation. So we will go to the advantages of the early constellations. So right now we have 3 advantages, which is religion, agriculture and predicting seasonal change, and navigations. The first use was possibility religious, which is the constellations. For example, the people in the Greeks and Egypt, they believed the gods were living and making the heaven in the heaven. Many cultures believe in their storytelling, which of telling way of God was the positioning of the star. Next, we have agriculture and predicting seasonal change. Before it, people had no way to decide when to sow or harvest except by the star. Constellation made it possible to remember the star pattern. For example, people of ancient times knew that the winter was coming soon when the Orion constellation became apparent, or the summer triangle could be interpreted to know when the summer or spring is also coming. Next, we have navigation, which is navigation leads help a lot guider like sailor or traveler at the jungle during old days, they use the stars or constellations as their way, a guide to guide to the direction that they need to go. Next, we have the disadvantages of constellation. We also have tree, which is not every place have constellation, hard to find, and lack of technology. As we can see in our country, the visible constellation is only 17, uh, which is other country, which is Taiwan. The visible constellation is about 76. This show that early people cannot uh, determine using constellation at all place, which is in regard for navigation or sailing. In it also hard to find in early age. Most of them use their eyes to see the constellation. If the weather is bad, rainy, bad, they cannot use it. For example, when sail at the sea, they must wait and dock their ship to wait for the weather is good, and they will need to see the constellation to travel to their location, to their destination. Next is lack of technology. In the earlier age, there are no technology that can explain detail of constellations. Is it liable in the industrial revolution or not? Which IR 4.0 constellation uh, are beneficial because astronomer and stargazer can distinguish special star in the sky. However, these constellations are now less significant than in ancient history. That because we in nowadays have our own technology to determine the weather, to know how when to harvest, and the location where we want to go. For example, we have ways to determine where our location, and many more. That's all from me about my topic. Thank you.